Ever notice how tattoos, I mean, they're like stories etched on skin.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we've got a memoir where the story behind the ink, wow, it's as powerful as any tattoo. Taiwan Tattoo. It's by Paul John Farrell, and let me tell you, it's going to take us on a ride.
Yeah, it really pulls no punches,
Yeah.
just dives right in.
No kidding. Farrell, he's brutally honest about everything. I mean, his childhood, being a bit of a wild teenager, even like trouble with the law, not your average find yourself abroad kind of story. This guy, he's what you'd call an anti-hero, which makes me wonder, what is it about anti-heroes that grabs us?
It's the flaws, right? I mean, think about it. A classic hero, they're kind of perfect.
Hmm.
But an anti-hero, they're messy. They're driven by their own desires, even if those desires aren't always, admirable. They make bad choices, sometimes even break the rules. But, and here's the key, that makes them relatable because we see ourselves, our own imperfections in them. And Farrell, with his past, his impulsiveness, he embodies that.
Totally. And it's like those early experiences, they were almost pushing him towards something else, something more. And then, bam, he meets Tico. She's from Taiwan, and they meet while he's backpacking in Australia, talk about a life-changing encounter. So he follows her to Taiwan. But it's not all smooth sailing, is it?
No, not at all. I mean, imagine landing in a place where everything is completely foreign. The language, the customs, even how families interact. It's a lot to process.
It really makes you appreciate the whole, like, comfort zone thing.
Oh, absolutely. And Farrell, he doesn't hold back about the culture shock. He talks about struggling with Mandarin, feeling out of place, even facing this pressure to fit in. It wasn't easy.
And then, on top of all that, he's also dealing with panic attacks.
Exactly. And he's so open about it, about his anxiety. He doesn't shy away from those vulnerable parts of his experience. And that's what resonates so strongly with readers, I think. It's that realness, that raw honesty. He shows us that even when everything feels chaotic, even within ourselves, we can find a way to keep moving forward.
Absolutely. And it's not all wrapped up in a neat little bow. And you really get that from his writing style, too. It's raw, unfiltered, almost like you're right there with him.
Hmm.
What is it about that kind of gritty realism that makes this memoir so powerful?
It's that unflinching honesty. He doesn't try to dress things up, especially those challenges of living in a foreign culture. He owns his mistakes, his awkward moments, even those times when panic takes over. And it's that vulnerability, I think, that makes the story even stronger.
He really does. And you see him change throughout the book. He goes from this self-proclaimed anti-hero to someone who's, well, finding his place, figuring things out. What's the big takeaway, would you say, from Farrell's journey?
Resilience,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. This isn't about achieving some picture-perfect ending. It's about adapting, about growing, finding strength in unexpected ways. And Farrell's honesty, especially about his mental health, it reminds us that we don't have to have it all figured out to keep going. It makes you think, how have your own experiences, even the hard ones, shaped you?
Yeah.
It's interesting to consider. Maybe those periods of discomfort, they were actually catalysts for growth.
That's something to think about. And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into Taiwan Tattoo. But keep those thoughts swirling. How have your own experiences, maybe times you've been thrown for a loop, how have those moments shaped who you are today?